Danny here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm joined again by John and Dano. Let's talk about Thor Love and Thunder. Any predictions before the movie comes out? Are we excited? Go.
Silence. That's how excited we are.
Well, okay, so this is the thing, man. I want to see Thor Love and Thunder, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, but my excitement level isn't there. Dude, I haven't even pre-ordered my tickets yet. And usually for MCU movies, the first thing I do is go online and pre-order those tickets. The movie comes out in about what, 3 days?
Yeah.
And I still haven't pre-ordered my tickets. So not that I think that the movie's gonna be trash or anything, but my hype level isn't there. I mean, do you guys feel the same?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a while since I've been like super hyped for a Marvel movie. But I will say that Thor Love and Thunder, this one, I am more excited for this one than I have been for the ones that have come out lately, probably just because Thor is one of the original Avengers. So I am excited, and I really want to see Gore, because Gore is a huge villain in the comics. And then you have like all these other characters like Natalie Portman's Thor, and we all know the story in the comics, so we don't know how accurate the movie is going to be to the comics. But you know, I don't know. I guess maybe it might be just because the marketing, they haven't really shown much, which is a good thing. You know, they kind of recycled the same little images over and over again. But I don't know. I like the director. I think he's done great with the last movie, Ragnarok. It was more on the funnier side for Marvel movies. They kind of completely changed up Thor and the way we see his character. But it works well for Chris. You know, he's the lead actor, and the way he's portrayed Thor, it's been great. So I don't know. I'm excited. I just think that you know, I don't blame them either. They're keeping everything pretty tight knit on this movie. So. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see it.
All right. How about you, Dano?
I'm also really excited because, like Jonathan mentioned, he's one of the original MCU Avengers. And but just like you, I still haven't bought my tickets. and there's still plenty of seats available. And so I'm just like, okay, I don't need to rush to get this. It seems like everybody's just going to buy their ticket on Thursday for whatever time they could show up. But I'm still very interested in the movie. I'm sure it's going to be a really good one because we don't know much about what exactly will happen. Like, there's no indication. There's no, it's not connected to, I guess, any previous film like that. So to know, you know, it'll be just something new to see, a new adventure based on Thor. And I think the thing that I think will really set it to like a high bar in the movie is gonna be Christian Bale's performance as a villain. I think that's gonna be probably the standout in the movie because he's a phenomenal actor. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna do the role justice.
Yeah, and I was really surprised when they announced Thor 4. He's been the only Avenger or the only MCU character that has gotten 4 movies. So when they made that announcement, I was really surprised. But then again, I wasn't, because of how popular and how well Ragnarok did and how Taika Waititi caught so much attention for that movie. I think what has me a little bit reserved is that Thor Ragnarok did lean heavily on the comedic side, and Avengers Endgame ended up doing the same thing once they kind of saw the success of Thor Ragnarok. Because in Infinity War, we didn't get that silly, funny Thor. We got this serious Thor who was going through that family drama and the heavy losses that he did. But then in Endgame, they just kind of took it to that next comedic level the way Ragnarok did. So if there's anything that has me a little hesitant about Love and Thunder, it is that they might rely too heavily on the comedy. That being said, Ragnarok, the more I saw that movie, the more I enjoyed it, because there's a really good story in that movie, and there's some awesome visuals, and that's what has me hyped about Love and Thunder. That there's gonna be some really heavy action, there's gonna be some great special effects. We have Christian Bale, and even though Gore the God Butcher looks so different than he does in the comics, and I'm sure his powers are gonna change because they're not gonna incorporate the whole symbiote thing and the Necro Sword. I think that Christian Bale is gonna really kill it, and his performance is gonna be the highlight. I think Natalie Portman coming back into the series and getting such a prominent role to play Lady Thor, the Jane Foster Thor, I think she's really excited for that. So I'm hoping to see that enthusiasm from her, because I think in the last movie, especially, we didn't really see. Well, the last one that she was in, right, which was Dark World, she didn't seem too pumped up. I don't know. There was like the chemistry between her and Chris Hemsworth wasn't like the chemistry between Pepper Potts and Tony, right? Or even the chemistry between Captain America and Peggy Carter. It was just kind of lackluster. So I'm hoping in this movie there's more of a chemistry, because the actors are really invested in the roles and what Taika Waititi is bringing into those characters. But do you guys feel that there's going to be a major character death in this movie? And if so, who do you think it is?
Yes. And that's the reason why I'm excited. And I'll talk about everything that you just hit, because you hit a lot of points that were all great. Yeah, I do think there'll be a major death. And I'm just going based off the comics. It might be, for me, if I were to speculate, I would say maybe Natalie Portman's character. Spoiler alert, because in the comics, you know, she's supposed to only be worthy because she gets cancer. So I don't know, it could go both ways though, because I also think that she might be the Thor moving forward with the MCU future, while Chris Hemsworth is busy being King of Asgard. I think, and going back to another point, like I think the reason why they've given him 4 movies is because he has a long story. You know, this dude's a god. He lives longer than humans, and we've slowly seen him develop into the man that he's supposed to be today. You know, he's suffered a lot, had a lot of losses. He didn't want to be king, you know. So I feel like I mentioned in another previous video, like I feel like his character's done a full circle and now he knows what he's meant to do. So they might split it. They might have a Thor, the mighty Thor for Earth, and then they have Thor God for like the cosmos, you know, the whole galaxy. So that's just my guess.
How about you, Daniel? You think any major characters are dying?
Yeah, I'm just not really sure who. I wonder, like, is this the last time we see Chris Hemsworth as Thor? Like Jonathan mentioned, it more likely would be Natalie Portman, because this would be, like, I think her third Thor film, but she wasn't in the last one.
Yeah.
And she wasn't in any of the Avenger films. And so maybe more likely it could be her. The Guardians are in this film, but they have their third movie coming out soon, so I don't think any of them would die before that movie comes out. I don't know. I'm guessing it might be Thor, but then I don't know. Because I also think about Loki and that he's still out there, and that I'm really hoping that to some degree they get reunited again. And yeah, just something cool happens.
Yeah, so if I can jump in there, I agree, and then there's some thoughts behind it. Like, Chris Thor can't die. You know, there's still more to tell about this character. Even if they completely wrap him up as being King of Asgard, he saves New Asgard and all these things. Like, there's still more to his character that needs to be told. That's how I feel. And I know Chris Hemsworth has come out recently and asked, like, hey, you know, I don't know the future of my character. I will continue to play him if that's what the fans want. But he kind of seems unsure of him with it himself. So it sounds like they are going to probably wrap up his character here, give him a good story that they could probably stop, or choose to move forward with him in making appearances in other Avengers movies and stuff like that. But going back, like maybe I was also thinking about another person, maybe Valkyrie, you know, because currently Thor made her king of Asgard. So maybe she dies and he has no one else to leave the title to, so he has to pick it up himself again. That's another thought.
Yeah, that
Agreed.
seems very fitting. And maybe even if whatever happens with Chris playing the character, maybe he just by the end of this film he's once again king of Asgard, and the decision is that he will stay there, that he won't be going back to Earth. You know, not you know, he might make appearances, I guess, as an Avenger, but like here on out, he's just protecting Asgard so that what happened before never happens again.
Yep.
Yeah, he's obligated to his duties as king because
Yeah.
Valkyrie passed away, and he leaves Natalie Portman's Thor as the Avengers Thor
Yeah,
for threats like that. Because
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that I do want to see more of is there needs to be a display of like his true power. Like I want him to kind of step into that Odin, you know, I forget what they call it in the comics, but the Odin Force, I believe it is. That
Oh, the Thor Force, yeah, because after he takes
Yeah.
over as King of Asgard, they call it the Thor Force.
yeah, like he needs to make that huge leap forward as like a true god, you know, and be like, hey, this is for my people. I'm gonna bring them all back, and you know, I want to see that, and then definitely maybe like a after credit scene of Loki coming out, and he just completely doesn't believe that it's Loki at all. You know, he ignores it like it's a ghost talking to him or something. Because how many times have we seen Loki come back, you know, and each time it's gotten worse where Thor just doesn't even care. Like, he's like, nope, I don't believe it.
My prediction as to who's going to die in this movie is going to be Zeus, played by Russell Crowe. Zeus is going to die. I think that's going to be the scene in the movie where it's going to really show Gore the God Butcher's power and how extreme he can be. And I mean, we're talking about Zeus, right? The god of Olympus. And I think if he's able to take Zeus out, like, that's it. This is where we're going to feel the threat of Gore. Perhaps Korg might die. Poor thing.
Yeah.
He probably going to die.
Definitely agree with you. Like, I was thinking about the main characters in the movie, but like side characters, Zeus, 100%. There's no way they would introduce him. He's dying. They're not going to move forward with his character, you know. But I agree. We're going to see a lot of. We might see more deaths than we think of right now. You know, there might be some other characters because they have to show that side of Gore. He's the God Butcher. That's his name. So they kind of got to do some stuff with that. You know, earn that title in the movie for the fans who don't know who he is.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, you could tell just from the trailer that he was having a good time playing that, just the way he's talking. So he probably knew, like, yeah, I'm just here for this, and like they're gonna kill me off anyway. So let's just have a good time with it.
Predictions on any appearances from any other heroes. I'm gonna go with Hercules only because we're gonna see Olympus and we're gonna see Zeus, and I think it would. If you're ever gonna introduce Hercules to the MCU, this is the moment to do it. What do you guys think? Any predictions on who might make an appearance?
Yeah, no, I agree definitely with Hercules because in the comics there's a big back and forth between Thor and Hercules. I feel like it's about time we see Better Ray Bill. Like, I really want to see Better Ray Bill. They set him up in Thor Ragnarok. You know, his face was one of the statues on the building for the arena. So I really want to see his character, and just because I'm a fan and I want to see something, although I highly doubt they'll do it, is, you know, maybe Silver Surfer out there flying around, or a Nova, you know, something.
And you see, I don't know, because the Guardians are already making their cameo in this, and so I just keep thinking like they already have a whole bunch, you know, characters that we know of. So I don't know how much more they're gonna throw in there.
Ares, the god of war, because in Thor Ragnarok, the Grandmaster. So in his tower, you remember how they showed a bunch of like statues, like big faces on the wall. You had Hulk, you had Better Ray Bill. Ares' face was on there.
It's
So
true.
there
You're
was
right.
a bit of an Easter egg to him. So, and he is part of Olympus. So maybe we see him and Hercules pop up after they kill Zeus. It's like, yo, what the hell happened to Olympus?
Yeah, those are two pretty big characters.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think like that'd be great.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, and that they put up a fight too. If they fought against Gore and Gore whooped all of them, I'd be very impressed. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
took out Zeus, Hercules, and Ares. Damn.
yeah, yeah,
One thing I wanted to mention earlier, and it falls into this too, is that uh, I hope I say his name right, Taika Waititi, the director.
yeah.
Like,
Taika Waititi.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think I like the way he directs movies, and I think the movie has so far, and even with the trailer, a little bit they shown, has going to show, yeah, the comedic side, like you mentioned, but it won't be at risk of telling a good story, especially with the actors that they have right now. You know, like a villain like um, Christian Bale. So, yeah, this character is so he has a good story. You know, he's the hero to his own story. He's gonna suffer. So, yeah, I would like to see it get a little bit dark like that. You know, and kind of have us feel and understand why he's doing what he's doing. You know, like if he loses his family and or his whole planet because of this god.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that was pretty much it on our predictions and our thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder. Hopefully, the movie is good, lives up to the hype, and has a lot of awesome action moments. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know if you enjoyed the movie or if you're looking forward to the movie or you're not going to watch the movie at all. We'll be watching it. Once we watch it, we'll talk about it and we'll give our impressions and our quick review on what we thought about the film. But until next time, that is a wrap for this video.